It is important to me now as a student to engulf and to embrace the ideas and ideologies that I will carry into my teaching and into my classroom. One of the major things that I focus on as a student and want to focus on as a higher educator is ways to reach and to bring in our inner city students. This ties into my thesis and my research, which talks about the application of critical pedagogy in the inner city, and furthermore talks about the social justice that comes along with that. This topic of social justice and critical pedagogy is one and the same in my ideas. So this video will explore that and take different viewpoints of both critical pedagogy and social justice and tie them together. Let's take a dive into that. When I think of social justice and a social justice driven curriculum and how Gutstein might have incorporated this social justice into curriculum and into music education, I think of the questions that we as educators, and especially music educators, ask ourselves in teaching our students. What I appreciate about Gutstein's approach to social justice is that his viewpoints and his motives are very similar to mine, and it's very student driven and allowing the student to explore and allowing the student to embody and to embrace their education, which is my ideas of being an educator and the very things I want to take into my classroom. As I reflect on social justice, I reflect on the ideas of identity and asking the question, who is our student and who are we together? This, as it ties into social justice, plays a large key in what we do in our classroom and how we focus our curriculum and which way we take our students as a whole. So how do we know who our students are? Well, in no way do we expect as educators to go out and to live where our students come from and to do exactly what our students do, or to even know how our students are coming into our classroom from the outside world. But it is good to know a general idea of what's going on, what they're listening to, what their home environments might be, where exactly they're coming from, where they came from if it's not the state or the country, what they enjoy doing in their spare time, anything that will allow you to identify your students and to get to know them on more than a name basis and more than a number basis. This is a general idea, but something that's so unique and so powerful as an educator to know, and something that is very strong in this idea of social justice. Because Gutstein was influenced by Freire's idea of critical pedagogy and uplifting and educating the oppressed, the general ideas go in the same direction. How do we take our students to another level? How do we know what our students may become? Well, we take what they're familiar with and we bring it into the classroom. We engulf them and embody them in what they know and allow them to become comfortable and familiar with who they are first, and then who we might want them to become, or who we might become together, both student and educator. So we take this idea of social justice, this large concept of social justice, and you ask yourself, how do you incorporate this into an inner city music classroom, where social justice speaks on the ideas of race, class, and gender? Well, we acknowledge the fact that the inner city comes or is a little different from any other school district, that the race, the class, and the gender plays a large role in who our students are. But what we do is we don't dwell on it. What we do is we try to envision where we want our students what we want our students to know, and how exactly we'll get them to know that. One of my biggest ideas is multiculturalism, which Dr. Frank Abrahams and I have discussed on many occasions, and how to incorporate multiculturalism into the music classroom, and particularly the inner city music classroom.